The two main titans of Spanish football had a bit of a feverish ride. Not only did none of the Real-Barcelona pair win La Liga for the first time in 7 years, but also the financial problems associated with the coronavirus were almost the hardest blow for these two teams. The problems of the blaugranas were associated primarily with Josep Bartomeu. The former club president has failed on all fronts: financial affairs, structure management, and work in transfer market. He managed to spoil the relations with the best players on the team, which led to the loss of Luis Suarez and almost led to the loss of main star Leo Messi. The transfer of the Uruguayan striker to Atlético had a tremendous impact on the fact that the Los Colchoneros won the National League. In Madrid, there are massive concerns about the departure of the leaders. First, it was Cristiano Ronaldo, now Sergio Ramos. So far, it hasn't been possible to find an adequate replacement for both, and guys like Benzema, Modric and Marcelo, who can lead the locker room in times, are far from the youngest players. Additionally, we have the departure of Zinedine Zidane, one of the most successful coaches in the history of the club, and we got not the brightest memories in recent years. Moreover, the club's president Florentino Perez suffered a fiasco with the Super League project, and also suffers from leaked recordings where he seriously offends Real Madrid's legends. On paper, it seems that both clubs are in black hole of issues. But the more difficult the situation, the more interesting it is to settle things down. What will the teams look like in the new season? Where can they get cash for a stellar boost? What to do with unhelpful footballers? How to get the champion title back? Today, we are to figure out which of the teams will be stronger in the new season. Give a like to this video if you can't wait for the start of the new season, and subscribe to the channel, as it motivates us to make more videos. Done? Excellent! We say vamos and finally begin. Let's get going! With huge debts that some sources say are around 1.5 billion euros, Barcelona cannot afford to spend a lot on new players. Fortunately, Sergio Aguero, Memphis Depay, Eric Garcia and Betis right-back Emerson were added to the roster. The blaugranas paid only for the latter. The deal cost 9 million euros. The rest of the players came as free agents. Obviously, during this off-season, the efforts of the management are aimed at getting Leo Messi. At the time of the release of the video, the Argentinian hadn't yet signed a contract, but it is only a matter of time. At the same time, there are enough holes in the lineup of the Catalans. At the start of the season, Ronald Koeman will have problems even with the goalkeeper's position, as Marc-Andre ter Stegen is currently recovering from a knee surgery. He will have to count on the Brazilian Neto. The center of defense doesn't impress much. The coach has at his disposal young Garcia, Mingueza and Araujo, an aging Piqué, an unstable Langley and a charged-off Umtiti. A brilliant Jordi Alba is present on the left, but it will be difficult for him to play alone the whole season, and there is no replacement for him in the squad. Only on the right flank everything's okay. Serginho Dest and Emerson can provide the level required. Plus, this position can be backed up by Sergio Roberto. There is a powerful trio in the center of the pitch in the form of Busquets, De Jong, Pedri. But after all, Busquets is already 33, and Pedri after the Euro and the Olympics will have a hard time playing the whole season at the top level. Only the ubiquitous Sergio Roberto and the young Puig and Mariba are the only insurance for these players. The club doesn't count on Pjanic and Coutinho. Obviously, this is not enough to succeed. The attacking line looks threatening by names. As Messi is about to sign a contract, there are Griezmann, Depay, Aguero, Dembele, Fati and Braithwaite to be found. But if you have a thorough view on their conditions, then everything is imperfect here. Sergio Aguero, due to his age and injury, cannot be counted on as the main forward. The future of Griezmann and Braithwaite at the club is in doubt. Dembele always gets injuries, and Ansu Fati is only approaching a full recovery from injury. Oh, we don't envy Ronald Koeman in this situation. Real Madrid's current roster looks a little better. Goalkeeper position is closed by Thibaut Courtois. Only defense things don't look too great. Everything ties to the fact that by the beginning of the season, Los Blancos will lose both of the main central defenders of previous campaigns. Sergio Ramos has left the club to join PSG, and Rafael Varane will soon move to the Premier League. So at the moment, Carlo Ancelotti can only rely on Nacho, Eder Militao and David Alaba. The Austrian can become the main rescuer from Madrid in the new season. He can play in the center of defense, backing up Mendy and Marcelo on the left, and also closing the position in the center of the midfield. Dani Carvajal or Lucas Vázquez will be on the right in defense. Besides, don't underestimate the presence of Álvaro Odriozola. In the center of the pitch, Madrid is doing well. There are Casemiro, Kroos, Modric, Valverde, and the already mentioned Alaba. Odegaard and Ceballos are also back from loans. Some of them may be given a chance to shine. Real Madrid's attacking line looks the most controversial. On the one hand, if you have a glance at the names, then it surely includes top-notch level performers. Benzema, Hazard, Bale, Rodrigo, Vinicius, Asensio. But we all remember what health problems Eden Hazard constantly experiences. Being in the club for 2 years, he couldn't show even half of his power that he possessed at Chelsea. It is not at all certain that Gareth Bale kept his motivation to play football at a high level. Only the presence of Carlo Ancelotti leaves a little chance of the Welshman starting showing his best shape again. As for Rodrigo and Vinicius, the young Brazilians haven't yet learned how to convert their talent into goals and assists. Thus, they have to seriously improve. First of all, the management of Barcelona intends to upload the payroll in order to quickly formalize the signing of Leo Messi. Top candidates for leaving are Felipe Coutinho, Miralem Pjanic, Samuel Umtiti, Clement Lenglet, Martin Braithwaite, and possibly Antoine Griezmann. The Catalans are going to sell Coutinho not only because of his huge salary, but also because if he plays 10 more matches for Barca, then the Catalans will be forced to pay an additional 20 million euros to Liverpool under the terms of the contract. So the Brazilian will definitely start the upcoming season somewhere else. Griezmann only appears on the transfer list only if he is swapped for Saúl from Atlético. These rumors have been circulating for several weeks, but recently the deal has reached a deadlock. The difficulty with selling almost all of these players is that not many clubs need them with such high salaries. Real Madrid has a similar situation. The Galacticos might be happy to sell Hazard or Bale, but there is hardly a contender for them who can satisfy their financial needs. Also, Rafael Varane is about to leave Los Blancos. There are no rumors about purchasing a replacement for the Frenchman yet. Perhaps Carlo Ancelotti will have to work with what he has now and rely on the versatile abilities of Alaba. Dani Ceballos, Isco, Mariano Diaz, Álvaro Odriozola, all these footballers can leave the club in case they will have decent offers. Regarding out transfers, in recent days there was only one curious rumor. The publication Goal reported Ancelotti's desire to poach Everton's forward Richarlison. For Barcelona, it is absolutely certain that having a new contract with Leo Messi is more important than any other possible purchase. But if you imagine that the matter with the Argentinian will be sorted out, then the Catalans can go to the market in search of a central defender. Blaugranas are in need of a top player in this position. There are several good options on the market. For example, Kalidou Koulibaly from Napoli or Aymeric Laporte, who lost his place at the starting 11 of Man City. However, here everything comes down to money. Each of these footballers will cost at least 50 million euros. To pull off such a transfer, Barca must be lucky enough to sell all unnecessary players. Although all the biggest dreams of fans of Real Madrid and Florentino Perez have long revolved around Kylian Mbappe, the Frenchman has a year left under the contract, and it would seem that PSG bosses could be more pliable. But the Sheiks obviously don't care about the money. They flatly refuse to let their star go, desperately trying to convince Kylian to sign a new contract. Will Mbappe appear in Real Madrid? Probably yes. Will it happen this summer? Unlikely. The most realistic option seems to be the transfer in a year as a free agent. The Merengues will save money, and the Frenchman will be able to receive much better terms. The most likely outcome of the summer transfer window will be the absence of any bustling deals. Barcelona should sign Leo Messi in the first place, which will already be a big win, while Real is unlikely to afford Mbappe right now. If you take a look at the optimal starting lineups, they seem about the same. However, the depth of the Madrid club's roster is clearly better. 1 or 2 serious injuries could completely ruin the season for the Catalans, and that is something to be aware of. In addition, Carlo Ancelotti is seen as the very coach who is able to give results in crisis conditions. His pragmatic football is perfect for this selection of players. Therefore, our prediction for the season is as follows. Real Madrid will finish higher than Barca in the table of the Spanish La Liga. The only factor that can make a difference is Leo Messi. When you have such a player in your team, you can never know for sure. Write in the comments your predictions on who will have the best season. And at the same time, give us a like and subscribe to us. Bamos channel was with you. See ya very soon. Bye!